because.
Morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's the 3rd of July. We're Signal Centre talking ball. Joe Neighbour, Ian Coleman, Steve O'Hare. Morning, guys.
Good morning,
troops.
What was you saying there, Steve?
I don't think I was saying a lot, really. I just like trying to work out.
Because we're talking about football.
No, I thought it was all over.
Is it?
I don't know. Are they still playing? Are they actually still playing the games? Although Liverpool have won with 7 games to go.
You've cancelled your Sky subscription, Stevie, haven't you? For the rest of this year?
I think you know what I think's been pretty poor. I've continued to pay Sky subscription throughout, and they haven't offered me a refund of anything.
Nah, they're not going to.
No, I think what they did it quite cleverly. They sort of like put it on the website. If you want a refund, you can sort of like, you want some money back, you can apply for it.
Yeah.
Well, I might not go on the website. I might not be computer literate. I'm obviously not.
You sit on a computer all day long.
I'm not quite as bad as Ian.
No.
Mind you, Sheffield did all right last night, didn't they?
Yeah.
They smashed
3-1, wasn't it?
Yeah. Smashed the wrong half of North London.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, probably the better half, but smashed Tottenham.
We all like to see that.
So, yeah.
Double whammy for me. Ex-Arsenal supporter and live in Sheffield, so...
Ex-Arsenal?
Ex-Arsenal. I used to go to Arsenal a lot, didn't I?
Did you divorce them?
No, when I lived in Highgate, and I had a girlfriend who had season tickets. So I was forced to go, basically.
Oh, okay. When was that? What years?
God, before I was married. I've been married 23 years. It was in the days. It was in the days.
97.
Right, Ian Merson.
Yeah, we won the league in 98.
Yeah.
So as soon as Ian left,
Yeah.
they won the league.
He capitulated at the wrong time. That's like a trade, isn't it? He got flushed out, and then the market went in the right direction.
Just got out too early.
Yeah. Okay, what's going on with markets today? We had a brief chat offline that there was something going on with sterling. Did we work out what it was?
No, I was just saying that there was supposed to be 5 days of negotiations this week for Brexit, and they've called it a day today. Don't like working Fridays. Everyone's going on the piss tomorrow, so they're probably going to start early. And there's no Brexit negotiations going on today. Barnier has said that there's large divergences between both camps, basically. So I don't know if it's just the market catching up a little bit, and sterling's just taking a little bit of a hit to the downside this morning.
It seems to jump back up again. I mean, I'm just looking to buy a dip in sterling this morning, so I've just got filled on that, but the alert didn't go off again.
Oh,
so that's
alerts.
But yeah, we just triggered it. Bought a dip at 124.40. And it's just bounced off there, so just caught that a little bit.
Go on.
I was going to say the most interesting market I was looking at was really Eurodollar. I was sort of thinking we're coming to the end of the week again. We've got these shooting star type candles. I mean, that's a shooting star. That's a shooting star. They, the same sort of style and everything. And it looks like we could form another one today, especially if we get a little bit of a move to the downside.
Make that chart full size if you can, Steve.
Sorry about that.
There we go.
See these candles here. You've got this big rejection back here, and you've got similar rejections here after a nice run up. This is a weekly chart, so you can see over the last month we keep getting the rally sell it sold into. Now, for me, the important level here then is 111.65. A break there, and we could sort of like see a more extended move to the downside. Mind you, on the 4-hour chart, we've got this short-term trend line here, which we tried to break through yesterday and failed, and then moved to the downside again. So I'm looking to sell a rally in there today, although momentum is not really extending lower. So you're getting this sort of like triangle, descending triangle formation, which is a bullish formation. So a break of this, and we should see a sharper rally higher. But it's being capped at the moment, so quite significant levels here. up at around 112.80 and down at 111.65.68.
That's like 5 or 6 weeks ago. Nowhere though, isn't it? Really on
yeah,
euro dollar.
it's just sideways, isn't it? So I
which
I
think is a lot of the dollar-based majors, isn't it? It's not really gone anywhere for Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. I mean, they're all range bound, really. It just depends how big your range is.
Yeah, I mean, also the euro sterling is a little bit. Look at this candle here. Had the nice break to the upside. Broke that 90.78 level last week. 2 weeks ago. Extended higher last week and finished strongly. But this week, not looking so healthy. So be a little bit.
An inverted hammer, isn't it?
Yeah,
maybe.
shooting star type inverted hammer. So yeah, inverted hammers really are.
Is that an outside candle as well?
Well,
not quite.
I mean, with FX, it's sort of, well, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because you don't have that sort of break in the trading day. It just gets, it closes at that level, opens at that level. So, I mean, it's engulfed it.
Yeah.
So, if we got a little bit lower on the candle here, on the wick, below 90 today.
I can say it's got to get 90 the figure, isn't it?
Yeah, breaks the 90 the figure and closes there on a weekly basis. Then I'll be a little bit concerned about this.
What do you think about Head and Shoulders there, Stevie?
On the shorter term time frame,
on the 4-hour chart.
Yeah,
just going up to form a right shoulder, maybe, but
yeah, potentially. I mean, that is the
sort of like to get in.
Yeah, I think for me, this 90 level is key. We sort of like bounced off it nicely on this hourly chart. There's an engulfing candle here, so potentially a little move to the upside, which I'm looking for. And like you said, I'm looking to sell around 90.75, which would be a right equivalent to the right shoulder.
So I think there's a bit of a wedge on the daily. So if it sort of if it can close low today, then everything sort of points to the downside, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I've got too many things here. Let me get rid of that one. Yeah, so looking at the wedge on the daily, which will be something like that. So, interesting markets, but it's sort of like, let's see. We need to see the closes today to sort of like set ourselves up for next week.
I can't imagine we're going to get anything too impulsive today, given that it's a US holiday, so volumes will be lower.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, if it does kick off, you haven't got the US traders there to.
It's going to kick off
to buy the dip.
I think they might forget to switch the little system.
Yeah, I'll go on. Yeah. Maybe. So yesterday, just to flash up some indices, they all finished pretty positively, given the expectation busting non-farm payroll report of 4.8 million jobs being added in June. This is the S&P 500, and I highlighted this yesterday. We saw a decent move up on the back of the non-farm numbers, but then we were immediately faced with quite a significant area of resistance. This is just the hourly chart. There's a number of highs around here, and I was a little bit sceptical about it breaking out, just because it's had such a strong move from that low. From the 28th of June, we've seen sort of 5.5% move already. I was just wondering whether or not it did actually have the legs to get above there, given that it was going to be obviously a holiday today as well. So it had a little bit of a poke above, and I'd imagine there's probably some stops up there for people that were short, creating maybe a little bit of a bull trap and then a reversal. So that was quite nice actually, and not really doing much today so far. So potential for a little bit more of a drag lower. I don't think it'd be anything crazy, but maybe a little bit of a grind lower throughout the session on that. But then on the flip side, I was looking at the DAX today, and the only thing I could see on that chart was that it looked like it was bullish. We had a small sort of pennant form on the intraday charts. It broke up above that, and I bought a break on that this morning, expecting a bit of a push higher, but it's come back to retest the broken pennant. So maybe if that holds, there is scope for a push higher on that. So really quite a mixed bag, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I think I saw the same sort of thing on the FTSE as you did on the DAX, Joe. Because it broke out of this downward trending resistance, the symmetrical triangle to the upside. But a lot of the time you do get these triangles, and they're a bit of a head fake. They sort of like your breaks to the upside, then it sort of like sells off. But I'm sort of with you on that. I think we could have an extended move higher today. The Nasdaq for me is the one that seems to be leading the way. It's
always
all-time highs again. So them technology stocks really filtering through on there. And
just looking at that FTSE, it's run into that resistance there at 62.64, which is hit on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 occasions.
Yeah.
Since the 26th of June, and that's quite a decent candle there over the last hour, engulfing all of the previous. Made a tiny new high above the high of the previous hour, and now looking a little bit weaker. Probably led by that move that we've seen in sterling, I'd imagine.
Yeah, although really it should be a dollar sort of like base thing, shouldn't it? For FTSE. FTSE should sort of more predominantly dollars. So
what's oil doing? Oil's
schmoil.
Not doing a lot. Looking to buy a dip, but I don't see much happening with that today.
Well, the US is seeking to seize gasoline in 4 Iranian tankers bound for Venezuela at the moment, so things could kick off a little bit there, which is always nice.
What's
obviously,
the excuse for that?
I think it's the sort of like the embargo they put on Iran, but Venezuela are flouting it. It's sort of like, we don't like Iran, so you have to buy oil from us.
Yeah.
Because we're in charge. So there's some countries pushing back on that for good reason. And it is sort of, I don't know, obviously you've got the coronavirus, which is still seeing spikes in the US, so there's still a potential for that to hit the oil markets as well. Gold was pretty flat yesterday, wasn't it? It sort of just...
It had a fairly substantial move on the non-farm number.
Yeah, and then sort of
got lower end of a channel maybe forming as a result of that, but hell of an engulfing candle on that 60-minute chart there, and then just move sideways after that. Interesting.
I don't know, I think that again, sort of like the United States-China tension is still in the background, so you've got plenty of
reasons for the markets to go down, but they don't.
Definitely.
Copper has
gone here
7th consecutive week. Let me just show you that.
Just according to the report I'm looking at this morning as well, there was a bit of a rise in infections in South Korea in one of the cities over there, so that's one to watch potentially over the coming days.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. You're sort of going to get all these spikes all over the place. But yeah, copper is still in this nice 4-hour channel that we're looking at. But we saw a hanging man type candle here. Look, it's a bit of a doji, is this the sort of like the stall it needs? And overnight we've today we've seen prices sell off. That was yesterday's candle. That's the daily chart. So I'm a little bit cautious on copper today. I have been buying dips and been doing okay on that on the intraday basis, but today I'm looking at the 270 level as key. If we get a break below there, have we had a break below there? We have. No, we haven't. No, we have on this chart. We haven't had it on the IG markets chart. So what's the low in the IG markets? It's 271.27. So I think a break of the 270 level there is pretty important.
Okay.
And I'll be looking to sell a break there.
Great. Ian, you got anything?
Well, I'm just still looking
at that. You need to share your chart if you want.
Sorry. I'm still looking at these sterling crosses. I like this for a head and shoulders. I mentioned the euro sterling one earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
Which I think is roundabout selling into rallies, basically.
Yep.
Euro dollar, I'm a bit confused with. I did think we were going to get a bigger sort of correction up to here, but then I'm just wondering whether or not this is, like Steve was saying, just a sort of a period of consolidation, and we're just seeing a sort of triangle formation that will have a bias to break to the downside. So I like dollar CAD. That was the wedge breakout, retested. That was our bespoke resistance 136.16. And it's moved
Stiffed
lower.
me on the gun to the head, yes.
Yes, it just went out and took your stop and then buggered off again, didn't it?
Yep.
But apart from that, again, I sort of commodity pairs, trying to get short at higher levels, really. But nothing really that floats my boat apart from this one, Sterling Swiss, which I'll probably do gun to the head.
Okay, well, let's just quickly go to how we did yesterday, and then you can crack on with that. Again, not much to speak about, really. As I mentioned, I got taken out on that dollar CAD trade for a 1R loss. Steve, you managed to hold on without losing 1R, so just a little bit better off on sterling yen, and Ian, you were flat on euro sterling.
Yeah, if anybody wants sort of trades or pretend to trade but then actually do nothing, or just get into a trade and they don't move, they just need to follow me for the last week.
What you need to do is set up one of those, is it a strangle, an option strategy where you play in for no volatility?
That's definitely my calls then.
I'm having an absolute stinker, I've got to say. It's 5 losses in a row now after that amazing run I had.
About 13 in a row, though, didn't you? So
yeah,
that reminds me of Arsenal again.
Yeah, 4 wins in a row, opposite. Okay, Ian, you've got a trade for us today then.
Yeah,
take it away.
I'll go for this sterling Swiss. So even though it's counter trend, I like it to the downside. I think we're going to move lower in a pretty choppy formation. 61.8% I like. It's the retracement level from this move, and it's also the base of a potential head and shoulders. So if I was playing this long term, I'll be buying the dip, but I'm not. So I'm selling this potential correction to the downside. I think that nice little rejection of this high as well. We've got bespoke resistance at 118.12, so it wasn't a million miles off that spike higher. So I'll stop waffling. 117.90 short, 117.05 target, 118.13 the stop. So just about 4R.
Okay, good luck. Hopefully we get some movement on that. Okay, I'm going to take a look at FTSE. I'm long of the DAX, so this is kind of just a way of hedging my bets a little bit, I guess. It's as I just touched upon, hit this resistance here at 62.63. The overall trend is bullish, and I'm fully with Steve on your intraday calls in that we should be looking to buy dips. But looking at the formation on this in a very short-term time frame with this 62.63 resistance, I'm going to set it with a stop just above it at 62.32 and target a move down to 61.10 today. Which is 3.45R.
Lovely. Good luck.
Steve?
I'm going to go with the euro sterling. We've just mentioned a few things about it, so I won't bore you with the details again. But obviously, we're looking to sell into rallies. But for the gun to head challenge, which is something that we've got to do at market, as a little thing we do, I'm going to be very aggressive with this.
You're going against me, aren't you? It's -1 correlated, virtually.
Oh, is it?
Sterling Swiss, euro sterling.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We could still both be right, mate. Don't worry about it. We could still both be right. Be very unusual to be both be right.
Well, we're normally both wrong. That's what normally happens. It takes the takes the
so if
out and then
we're
goes.
inversely correlated, we're still both going to get it wrong then. Does that mean? I don't know. I'm a bit confused now. Let me see. Yeah, that looks all right. I'll round the numbers up because you know I like round numbers, everyone. I just put the same number on the end of it. That sort of rounds it up. 4.5 to 1. I'm going to sell it at 90.18. The stop is at 90.38, and the target is 89.28.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so news-wise today, we've had a few bits out, mainly around PMIs. So we had France, Germany, Eurozone, and UK services PMI coming out between 850 and 930. Looks pretty good from what I can see. Spain, they came in at 49.7 versus an estimate of 45.4. Italy was slightly under, coming in at 46.4 versus 47. France were ahead, they came in at 50.7 versus 50.3. Germany were ahead as well, 47.3 versus 45.8. And collectively the Eurozone was ahead, coming in at 48.3 versus 47.3. So overall, pretty good on the PMI readings.
Yeah.
As we've said, it's the US Independence Day holiday today, so we're expecting the session to be quite light, both on data and volume. So it could be a bit of a flat end to the week, potentially.
Yeah. Fauci said that they believe that the coronavirus is showing some signs of mutating in the
Into
US.
what? Something worse or
But
something less?
that makes it easier to spread.
Oh, Christ. Well,
Shut the borders, he said. Don't let anybody go on any ferries or Channel Tunnel.
well, he obviously hasn't confirmed that with Trump, because he's opening everything up, isn't he?
And Florida reported a record jump in cases yesterday. And I suppose we should note that BJ Bonkin
He's on LBC.
Yeah, he's on LBC at the moment.
Might give that a listen.
Good luck with that. Who gets slaughtered on there, won't he?
Quite possibly. Who's he with? Nick Ferrari, is it, or
I'm not
James
sure.
O'Brien? All right, we'll check it out. Okay, should we wrap it up there then, guys?
Yeah,
Yep.
Have a good one. Have a great
Lovely.
weekend.
Yeah.
We've also got
Enjoy your
Monday.
golf, Joe.
Yeah, cheers.
Monday,
Sorry.
Joe's not here.
That's right.
So what are we going to do?
Well, you
How
two
we
can
gonna-
handle
how
it,
we
can't you?
How can we do this, E?
You
If we
can
get
get
enough
We'll have a day
likes,
off, shall we?
if we get 1 million likes, we'll do it. Or we just do it anyway.
We'll just
Yeah.
do it. We'll sort of do it. We'll do it in a half-cocked fashion.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Let
I
Joe
think
do
people
all the-
enjoy
Joe-
that.
I'll tune in. I'll be one of the viewers. Okay, I could tune in from my phone maybe if you want.
Yeah, and sort
Show
of
you around the hotel room at the Belfry.
We're
comments.
teeing
Yeah,
off by
do
then,
that.
surely. Get 2 rounds in a day.
Yeah, maybe tune off on
Yeah.
the Brabazon course at 10:30. So I've got
Are
plenty
you
of time.
really?
Yeah.
We'll take it off the top. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
It's
Could be.
yeah,
I've got a few balls with me.
it's the softest golf course I've ever played on. in my
Okay.
life. So don't take big divots because you hit the ball about 10 yards. This
Perfect.
is my experience on about the first 4 holes.
Christ. All right, let's see. I'll let you know how it goes on Tuesday.
It's great. It's a great course.
Yeah,
Excellent.
fantastic.
All right, guys.
All right.
Catch you next week.
Yeah,
Cheers.
enjoy.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.